Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back. This video is about maximizing your potential. Hey, man, what do you mean by maximizing your potential? Okay, guys, out here in the dating market, no matter what people tell you, what I say as far as how these women are today and what to look out for, how to protect yourself, no matter what, you still have to be present. You still have to, at the end of the day, you're advertising yourself. Same thing when you go apply for a job. What are you doing? It's an interview. In reality, you're advertising yourself. You're selling yourself. So with that being said, you have to get out in public. I know a lot of you guys are really comfortable. I know in today's society, you can literally do anything on your couch. I understand it, but as far as the dating market, you just have to go out there, man. You have to get out and be around the females. You have to network. Don't be a hermit crab where you're always inside the house. You never talk to anyone. You're probably, you're probably playing a game online. You're probably online playing a game, and you have your chat on mute. You have to get out there and mingle. You have to get out there and network, advertise yourself. I'm not saying that you just have to go to a club or a bar all the time. To be honest with you, you don't even have to go to a club or a bar. I told you guys before, don't even go to clubs. Clubs are dead. Clubs been dead for years. It's gonna be dead for a little longer. That's for sure. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. So go out, go to these events, go to a movie, go to some kind of charity event, go out to anywhere where it's gonna be a lot of people out. Normally charity events, they're over here helping clean up the community. You see these ads online. Non-profit organizations go to the Christmas outings, go to all these little events, and even if it's not something that you particularly want to go try it out anyway. You just really want to be around where there's a lot of people. You're gonna go to concerts. You just have to get out, man. So stop sitting at home praying over your phone that one day a lady's gonna send you a message on some random dating app. It's over with, man. You gotta move forward, guys. As far as networking, you have a coworker or you have a neighbor or somebody you probably see, on the regular. Network with them, man. 9 times out of 10, they'll have something going on, whether it's a wedding or some kind of formal event or whatever. Start going to these places. I know you're not sitting at home and you don't have access to these people who always have something going on. Make it a norm to deal with these people, to network with these people, socialize, advertise yourself. Because majority of the people I didn't met, there's a couple, 80% of them met them through a friend. 80% of them, that's lowballing. Again, guys, when y'all here talk to these women, get into these social groups, because at that point, everyone's normally themselves. They're not pretending. No, if you go out somewhere, there's a high chance that, especially as a female, they're faking who they really are. So that's why they love going to the clubs, because they can pretend to be somebody that they're really not. They can pretend to be some kind of, top tier supermodel when in reality, they not. They don't even have a job. They sleeping on somebody's couch or somebody's floor. So never go off of what they look like. Always go off their actions, do your research, and find out who they really are. But it's so important for you guys to network. Go to these social events. Start mingling with people, not just females. You're not going there strictly for females. You're going there to network, because most of the time, if you find your spouse, it's going to be through someone else. Whether it's a lady that you probably work with, probably her niece or her daughter, her friend's daughter, it's normally always somebody that they know. So that's why it's so important that just because you talk to a lady or whatever doesn't mean that, that she wants to be with you or nothing like that. A lot of times these older women, they'll get to know you so they can set you up with one of their daughters or one of their nieces. And I see that happen a lot. And me personally, I always turn it down, because 10 out of 10, it's always I'm gonna say this, I don't want to sound cruel, it's always the women I have no desire to be with. So obviously the woman that's talking to me, she's gonna in some kind of way mirror her daughter or mirror her niece. So what I'm getting at, guys, if she's all bad, built down, just terrible, whatever like that, I'm gonna automatically assume that her daughter or her niece is gonna look just like her or worse. So it's okay to have that kind of perspective when you're, when you're meeting people, you're networking with people. So not saying 100% that, okay, this is an older woman, and she wants she wants to pair me with her daughter. But if her mom is obese, her mom over here looking crazy, got the lashes and all the wigs and all that stuff, a whole bunch of tattoos on her. She probably got a mess. She obviously smokes and drinks a lot. You know what I mean? Like, this is a woman that you would never even consider talking to. Obviously you're not talking to her mama, but at some point in time, while you're just listening to her, you have to understand that, okay, it's a high chance that her daughter, or I'm gonna say this, a woman that she knows look just like her. And that's a reality. It's hard to find a woman who's out of shape and she's gonna hook you up with one of her daughters or her nieces or something like that, or one of her friends, and she not gonna look just like her. It's normally people who's doing good, they hang out with people that's doing good as well. So if you run across a fit chick, 9 times out of 10, her friends, or like I said, women don't have friends, her colleagues, her associates are gonna be fit as well. So guys, take that, just take that as word of mouth. Again, it's hard to find a woman where her inner circle is not somewhat similar to her. So I'm gonna say this, and it's a given. If she's a fatback, 9.5 out of 10, the women in her circle will also be fatbacks. So just keep that in mind. And that's normally what happens, because you got these women, they don't want you got people who's envious. It's not just you got people who's envious of you, right? So if you look a certain way, you're doing good in life, you're gonna have women that's gonna come around and knowing that you won't talk to them, so they'll just they want to throw a monkey wrench in your system. That's what I'm getting at. So they'll try to hook you up with one of their friends or family members, knowing damn well they don't qualify to even be in your presence, let alone you dealing with them. But they want to do that because they want to throw a monkey wrench in your system. So normally when you have that, obviously you're gonna, they're normally gonna show you a picture of how they look. You go off there, but I'm gonna say this right now: if the mom, the aunt, the grandma is just totally beat down, I'm not gonna entertain it, even if she looks good, because most likely she's already messed up. This is what it is. Like, you don't want to hang. You're not gonna be a brain surgeon and then you're gonna hang around with crackheads. It doesn't make sense. So not to get too too wild with it, but that's an extreme example, but it's also reality. You have to deal with females that's on your level. Now I understand we got people, they want to always date up or whatever like that, but you have to be realistic with yourself. And I'm saying this to the guys who's doing good for themselves. Again, you don't have to be a millionaire for you to be considered that you're doing great in life. No, you make a couple $100,000, you win. You win the hell. You make a little under that, but obviously, I'm assuming that it's just you don't have any kids and nothing like that. So it starts at $80,000 and up. You have to be responsible with your money, your finances, and you're gonna be okay. You can't be living paycheck to paycheck, making 80 grand a year and so forth and so forth. Even though you have people that's doing that, but you have to deal with women. If you're on that level, if you're in that position in life, you have to deal with women on your level or higher. It's just what it is, bro. Because as soon as you drop yourself down to a woman who's several levels under you, then she's a sinking ship at that point, and she's gonna drag you with her. Because at the end of the day, you can't. That's the thing too. A lot of guys are sacrifice so much because she looks good. It's only so much you can sacrifice. Because at some point in time, you're dealing with somebody who has nothing to lose. So every day you're with that person, you always have something to lose, but you're never gonna gain anything with them. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, guys, back to what I was saying. You have to put yourself out there. You have to advertise yourself. You have to network. You have to socialize with people. Because normally most of the people that I didn't came across, they met someone through someone else. You know what I mean? They met them in some kind of social circle. That's what it is. So you can't be at home on your phone playing video games all day, or just going to work, going back home, and not. You have to get out, bro. You have to go to a museum, go to the park, go to the zoo, go to these little events, go to the they have it on the weekend where they do the I forgot the name of it, when the community comes out and they sell products on the weekends, farmers market. Go to the grocery stores, you know what I mean? Go to the nice grocery stores, because they understand this. The higher the quality of women, the further out, or they're in certain places. The higher quality women are in certain places. They're gonna live in a certain area. They're gonna go to certain grocery stores. So you can't be going to Sack and Save around your corner thinking you're gonna find your one and only. It's a possibility, But is it likely? It's likely to happen, but will it happen? No. It's likely to happen, but will it happen? No, because you understand, if you go into these rundown, I'm not gonna say that. If you go into these low income areas, don't expect to find a diamond. It can happen. The possibilities are there, but more than likely, will it happen? No, because guess what? You are not the only person that's going to these grocery stores. Understand this: majority of people that's in your area, if you go to these areas, majority of people there do not work. So if you do see a good-looking girl, she's gonna have a ton of guys always getting at her. She's probably sleeping around, and she's staying in that area. You can't do that, bro. Even if you're staying in a low-income area, but you're doing good, you stacking your money up. You have to go to the middle-class areas or up. I understand you don't go too far out because now you're getting outside your zone. But you have to go to a nice grocery store. You have to go to the nice movie theater. You have to go to the nice park. You get what I'm saying, right? So stop staying in your area. Like I said, if you guys are just being smart, you're staying low until you come up. You're staying somewhere low income, but you're stacking your bread up until your next move is your best move. If you're doing that, that's great. But keep in mind, do not shit where you sleep. So you're not gonna find really any quality women in that area if it's low income. So you have to go middle class and up, bro. That's what you have to do. So just keep that in mind. All the good looking girls. I'm gonna say this, even though it may not seem like they no longer around, you still have those traditional women out there. You still have those nice women out there. You have women that's pretty and that's working and willing to go 50-50 with you or whatever. But you have to go where they're at. Because you understand, there's other guys that's watch this video too that already know, but they're not gonna tell their friends, they're not gonna tell their brother, because they want all that to themselves. This is what it is. You know what I mean? They trying to get all the girls they want, even though they can't get all of them, but they gonna keep it a secret. They know a certain neighborhood where they got all these single women there, no kids, and they take care of themselves. You think that same guy can go around and then on a horse and then with a microphone and let everybody know, hey man, what's all the women? No, they're not gonna do that. They're never gonna do that. So in order for you to find a quality woman, you have to go to the better areas. That's all it is, to where the both parents are still in the household, and you ain't got to worry about them being on drugs, in and out of jail and prison. You know what I mean? The mom probably locked up for stealing from back in the, you don't have to worry about that. That's much. Because at the end of the day, it's people, right? You got rich criminals, you got broke criminals. That's what it is. But in order for you to have to look for a better quality woman, you have to go to the nice areas. That's all it is. You understand? Even though it may be 3-4 miles from where you stay or greater, the lifestyle is completely different, man. It's completely different. You see them rich neighborhoods, and you're like, okay, it's nice. You go down 3 miles, or not even, especially where I stay, they literally have the rich neighborhood on one side of the street, and then the poor side on the other. It's that close. It's that close. So yeah, that's all it is, man. You just go over this. They live a completely, totally different lifestyle, man. Everything from the grocery stores to the gas stations to the customer service, everything's completely different. So if you want that quality that quality woman, you have to go where they're at, because they're doing the same thing. But keep in mind, they're not gonna drop their standards of social life. Not necessarily living. They all right where they live, but they're not gonna go to some hole in the wall spot, chicken shack or whatever way across town to meet their guy. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna stay where they at. They're gonna go complain, and they expect the guys to catch on and go explore. Because remember, hunter-gatherers, Native American people, y'all know what I'm talking about. But the hunter-gatherers, they'll never go away. So as men, you have to go where they're at. Go where they at, and I'm gonna say this: keep it player, keep it smooth. Don't go over there with your penis in your hand. Oh, where they at? No, go there, scope the scene. Do a little chit-chatting here and there, whatever, and then this too, it's so important. Be consistent. I'm not saying go to this certain spot every day of the week, no, but be a regular. Go there a couple times a week, because that's what it is. Women normally, they're not gonna jump your bones the first time they see you out in public. Okay, they know you're not from there, whatever, this is given because they go there all the time. They live there, you don't. That's why it's so important for you to go back frequently. That way they get comfortable with seeing you. Okay, he come here, often. So when I see him again, I'm gonna go ahead, give him the choosing signals. Or normally women like that, they'll come after you because they don't have that high capacity of men. They don't. So that's just how they. This is like I say, different sides of town, different areas. It's a different kind of person. This is what it is. So you go to the hood, you gonna run to a hood chick. You go to the rich area, you gonna run to that. You know, the personalities are different. That's not saying if she stay in the hood, she gonna be ran down and this and that or whatever like that. I'm not saying all that, but you already know the possibilities of that being of that happening is damn near almost 100. It's just what it is. They adapt to their environment. So with that being said, go to that place. Go there. You know, maybe a little a yoga spot or something like that. Go a couple times a week. You probably ain't no fan of yoga, but if you go there, you people say, okay, there's a whole bunch of girls over there. They hanging out. Start going there. Go there a couple times a week. They get familiar with you. That way they can build up their courage and they'll go ahead and approach you. Or you see them enough and then you go and strike a conversation up and it ain't nothing, bro. Like I say, y'all don't make it complicated when you talk to these females. You see her, okay, all right, this is the third time I seen her, second time I seen her. Miss, I'm new here. I don't want to get the same thing. You got any recommendations on what flavor to get or what kind of flavor you like? That's all it is. Get a talk to them. If she serve a conversation, you can build off of that. That's all it is. But guys, for you to look for that particular kind of woman, you have to go where they at, bro. Like I say, you can't be hanging around the hood, nothing like that or whatever. You got to go in the nice areas. That's all it is, bro. Like I say, their personality, the way they carry themselves, the hygiene, all that stuff is going to go with it because that's expected from them. Because of where they live, how their parents raised them, all that stuff. That's what you got to do. I said you over here trying to settle down with Brittany. She got 4 kids by 6 different dudes, and she never had a job. She a food stamp baby, Section 8 certified. You ain't got to deal with that, but a lot of you guys dealing with that because you think that's all you can get. Nah, you don't even know what you can get because you never found that out. That's all it is. I'm gonna wrap the video, but like I said again. For you guys have to go out there and advertise yourself, network, and start mingling. You go to these nice little wine bars or whatever. It's not about necessarily what you like to do. That's the problem now. You so stuck in doing the same thing you've been doing. You and your homeboys going to that same bullshit ass bar. You've been going there for 8 years, and you over here complaining about the women, knowing damn well ain't gonna be no good looking women. There ain't gonna be nothing but a whole bunch of ran down divorced females in there or married ran down women cheating on their husbands. Instead of your ass is packing up and going 5 miles down the highway to a whole nother side of town, to a whole nother area, and then increasing your potentials of finding a decent woman. That's all it is. But a lot of people get so caught up in doing the same thing over and over again. You got to break those habits, bro. You're not gonna get a different outcome from doing the same thing, bro. You have to switch it up. No matter what you do in life, in order for you to grow, you have to switch it up, bro. Break that whole being comfortable. I've been doing this that's over with. Break all that up, bro. Get out your comfort zone and you're gonna be all right, man. All right, guys, you got any questions? You already know, man. Like, share, subscribe. And no matter what, I hope you protect your peace, your pockets, and your purpose.